important intellectual bridge between the two countries. I traveled to Egypt several times and was captivated by it. I visited Old Cairo, or Fustat, with its ancient Coptic churches, and the Ben Ezra Synagogue, which housed the Geniza. I viewed the peace treaty as an opportunity to form ties with Egyptian colleagues and to help create a new cultural, social, and political reality based on cooperation and mutual understanding. When I invited Professor Goitian to give a lecture on Maimonides' life at a conference on Maimonides in Egypt, he excused himself for health reasons, suggesting that I give the lecture instead. He had uncanny insight into what people should be doing, and his idea inspired me to write this biography. Introduction. We are the children of our landscape. Lawrence Durrell, Justine. Moses Maimonides, the foremost Jewish scholar of all time and one of the greatest minds in the Western world, was born circa 1138 into a distinguished family in Cordoba, Spain. As a philosopher and scientist, he wrote the illustrious Guide of the Perplexed and mastered mathematics, astronomy, logic, ethics, politics, and theology. As a physician, he served royalty and wrote medical works that were studied in the Middle East and Europe for centuries. As a jurist, he wrote a great compendium of Jewish law that influenced all subsequent Jewish law codes. As the great Rav, or master, in Israel, he was the highest religious authority for Jews in Egypt, and for others east and west, north and south. Over the gallery doors in the U.S. House of Representatives Chambers of Congress are 23 marble relief portraits of famous lawgivers. One of them is Maimonides. Clash of Civilizations. Even a towering genius needs favorable conditions to achieve what he does. Yet Maimonides lived in tumultuous times, in a maelstrom of earth-shaking events, when the clash of civilizations between Christianity and Islam was at a point of incandescent intensity. On two fronts, Spain and the Holy Land, the rivals were locked in a colossal struggle, the Jews caught between the colliding worlds as powerless victims. Both conflicts shaped Maimonides' life. The clash in Spain and the invasion by the fundamentalist Almohads from North Africa forced him and his family to take up the wanderer's staff. Later, he had a close encounter with the war between Muslims and the Crusaders in the Holy Land and Egypt. Following itinerant years in Spain, North Africa, and the Holy Land, he arrived in a new haven in Egypt. His first years there were turbulent. Syrian and Crusader armies invaded the country. The Shi'i Fatima dynasty, from 969 to 1171, after 200 years of dominion, was overthrown by the Sunni Ayyubids from 1171 to 1250, totally transforming Egypt forever. Islamic civilization. Maimonides lived his entire life under the aegis of Islamic civilization, first in the West, Spain and the Maghrib, and then in Egypt. In this period, the vast majority of the world's Jewish population lived in Muslim territory. It is necessary to study Maimonides against the background of his culture and society, a demanding task requiring acquaintance with a complex civilization. We must consider his life, career, and writing as the highest expression of the intertwined worlds of Judaism and Islam. We need to know the cultural and social environment to understand our subject and to get to know his mental universe. Islamic civilization embraced a variety of cultures and peoples, having different origins and backgrounds. It encompassed a large territory extending from Spain to Northwest Africa to the Far East, and from Central Asia to Sub-Saharan Africa. Islam was the prevalent religion touching this civilization's political culture, worldview,